week 3 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I look to add this week. The first guy, Josiah Gray of the Washington Nationals. So Gray, so far, he's been off to a good start, the former top prospect for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and obviously the Nationals got him last season in the Max Scherzer and Trey Turner deal. So far in the season here for Gray, 14 and a third, 2-1 record, 12 hits, 5 earned runs, 7 walks, and 18 strikeouts. I know he's not on a great national team here, is great, but like I mentioned, he's a former prize top prospect for this Washington national team, where he was with the Dodgers before they got him in the deal, and they got him for a reason. So the first few starts of the season here for Gray, April 8th versus the Mets, 4 innings, got the loss in that one, 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. April 13th in Atlanta, 5 innings, got the win, 1 hit, 3 walks, 5 Ks in that ball game. And April 19th versus Arizona, 5 and a third, got the win in that one, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 8 Ks. So his next outing is April 26th versus the Miami Marlins. And it's a pretty good outing here coming up. The Marlins, they are hit-or-miss type of offense. But right now, I know he's on a bad team in Washington that's not going to win a lot of games this season, especially in a division with the Braves, Phillies, and the New York Mets. But he's a guy that goes out there and can compete for fantasy rosters, and a guy that's going out there and pitching good baseball so far this season. So he did get added in 25% of fantasy leagues over the last week. But right now, he's available still in 53% of leagues. And right now, this could be one of the final weeks where you could go out there and get him before he has another good game or two. And obviously, he's not available that much in fantasy leagues. So right now, Josiah Gray is definitely a pitcher that is a must-add this week. The second guy is Danny Jimenez of the Oakland Athletics. So the A's another bad team this season, just like the Nationals. But they got some guys that could definitely help fantasy owners. And Jimenez looking like the closer right now for this A team. So far in the season, 6 innings, 2 saves, a win, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 9 Ks for Danny Jimenez. So his last 2 outings, he came in for the save April 21st versus Baltimore. 1 inning pitch, the perfect save inning there. And then April 24th versus Texas, got a little bit into a trouble, but he got the save in that ball game, but giving up 2 hits as well. So right now, he's available in 71% of fantasy leagues as Jimenez. If you need some closer help this week, there's a decent amount of closers out there. And I know he's on a team that's not going to win many games, but still, these closers hold value as guys that, even if they get a save or 2 a week, and if you play in a category league, that's definitely going to still help owners, in my opinion. So I would go out there and get Danny Jimenez this week. The next guy is Austin Gumber of the Colorado Rockies. So the Rockies last season got Gumber in the Nolan Arenado deal, and he was pretty solid last season for the most part until he hit the rookie wall. And so far this season, a mixed bag of results. 15 innings pitched, 1-1 record, 16 hits, 7 earned runs, 6 walks, 14 Ks, and a quality start. So far, he's got 3 starts under his belt. And this Colorado Rocky team, they've been surprising out of the gate in the first 3 weeks of the season. So the first few starts here for Gumber, April 11th at Texas, 4 2/3, no decision, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. April 17th versus the Cubs, he got hit in that one, 4 1/3, got the loss, 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 2 Ks. And then April 23rd at Detroit, he pitched a masterful ball game, 6 innings, got the win, 4 hits, no runs, 8 Ks, and a quality start. So right now, Gumber, he's available in 97% of fantasy leagues. And like I mentioned, last season we saw good flashes out of him. This season, the first 2 starts weren't all that great, but he pitched a good ball game versus a pretty decent Detroit offense, and his next outing will be later this week here is Gumber. So right now, I would take a chance on him while the Rockies are playing good baseball. And if he struggles the next start or 2, you just drop him and put him back on the wire. But right now, after an encouraging start and him playing on a good team so far this season, I would go out there and get Gumber, because I think he could do some good things here and help fantasy owners once again like he did last season. The next pitcher is Dakota Hudson of the St. Louis Cardinals. So Hudson, another guy like Gumber, where it's been up and down so far for him on the year. 13 2/3, 1-1 record, 6 earned runs, 6 walks, 10 Ks, and a quality start. So the first couple outings for him was shaky, but his latest outing, he pitched a great ball game, even though I know it was versus a weak Cincinnati Red offense, even though it was in Cincinnati, which is obviously a great hitter's park. So the first few outings for Hudson, April 12th versus Kansas City, 4 innings in that one, no decision, 5 hits, 3 runs, 4 Ks. April 17th in Milwaukee, 3 innings, got the loss, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks. And then April 23rd, the good ball game, 6 2/3 got the win, 2 hits, 4 walks, 4 Ks, and a quality start. So Hudson, he's available widely as well in 93% of fantasy leagues. And we've seen some starters around the league in their third time starting the season pitch good, and that's what Hudson and Gumber have done. So if these guys could keep it going, they definitely have upside to win a decent amount of games this season with good offenses backing them, both players. And Hudson, I would give an ad to this week. The next pitch is Chad Kuhl of the Colorado Rockies. So right here, Kuhl, he was a minor league signing this offseason, and I think he would do much with this Rocky team. But so far, he's off to a great start here. No doubt about it, is Chad Kuhl on the season. So far this season for Kuhl, 16 innings and a third pitched on the season. 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 walks, 13 Ks, and already 2 quality starts here for Kuhl. So Kuhl, he's looked good for this Rocky team in the first 3 starts of the season for him as well. And I don't think he's going to slow down for now here, because he's pitched some ball games, obviously, in Coors Field and even in Texas, which is a tough hitter's park. So the first few outings for Kuhl, April 12th at Texas, 4 1/3, no decision, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 5 Ks. April 18th versus Philly, 6 innings, got the win, 2 hits, a walk, 4 Ks, no runs. And then yesterday's ball game, April 24th at Detroit, 6 innings, got the win, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and 4 Ks with a quality start. So right here, he's going out there, he's competing, he qualifies at starter and reliever. And right now, we got added in 21% of fantasy leagues over the last week here is Kuhl. But right now, he's still available in a whopping 79% of leagues. So right now, while he's riding hot and the Rockies are playing good, he's another starter I definitely would go out there and get this week. The next guy is Dylan Bundy of the Minnesota Twins. So a couple seasons ago in the shortened season, Dylan Bundy had a great season for the Los Angeles Angels. And then last season, it fell apart on him, and he's one of the worst pitchers in the league. But so far this season here in 2022, 15 1/3, 3 wins, which leads the league. 10 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 12 Ks. So he's not walking many guys. He's keeping the ball in the strike zone. He pitches in a pretty good pitcher's park as well here in Minnesota. And he's going out there and playing great baseball. And this week, fantasy owners have gone out there and added him in 47% of fantasy leagues. So right now, he's only available in 49% of leagues. If he has another good start or 2 coming up here, he's not going to be available really. So go out there and get him right now. April 11th for Seattle, 5 innings, got the win, 1 hit, no runs, a walk, 2 Ks. April 18th at Boston, 5 1/3, got the win, 5 hits, an earned run, 6 Ks. And then April 23rd versus the White Sox, 5 innings, got the win in that one, 4 hits, 4 Ks. So right here, it looks like Bundy, they limited him to 5 innings. It's third time around the lineup, a lot of pitchers struggle in the league. And right here, the Twins, they'll be happy getting 5 solid innings out of Bundy. And so far, he's getting the job done. He's pitched good versus 2 good hitting teams in the White Sox and Boston. And we'll see if he continues it going is Bundy here. But right now, he's definitely a big pickup on the wire this week. The next guy I looked at this week, Lopez of the Baltimore Orioles. So like I mentioned early in the video, a lot of closers available this week here. And guys, you should go out there and get, even if they aren't a bad team. Like I mentioned with Jimenez on the A's and Lopez here with Baltimore. And he's been added in 32% of leagues. So far on the season here for Lopez, 9 innings of work, 1-1 record, 4 saves already, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and 13 Ks. So he's going out there. He's getting the save opportunities now for Baltimore. And he's pitched pretty well here over the last couple outings. April 20th versus Oakland, 1 2/3. Got the save in that one, 3 Ks. April 22nd at the Angels, 1 inning, a save, 1 hit. And then April 23rd at the Angels, 1 inning, a save, and 1 hit once again. So he's going out there and he's pitching pretty solid in that 9th inning here. Like I mentioned, even on a bad team, guys could still save 25, 30 games this season here. And if Lopez remains the closer for this Baltimore team, he's definitely a guy that could go out there and do, like I said, 25, 30 saves this season. So go out there and get him while he's available still in 62% of fantasy leagues. The next guy, another closer, Emilio Pagan of the Minnesota Twins. So the Twins so far pretty decent to start the season here. And Pagan, he's closing games as well, where they traded for him in that Chris Paddock deal, getting Paddock and Pagan for Rogers right before the season started. So far in the season for Pagan, 5 innings 0-1 record, 2 saves, 2 hits, an earned run, 4 walks, and 6 Ks. So the last couple outings is where he got his first 2 saves. April 21st at Kansas City, 1 inning, got the save in that one, a walk. And April 22nd versus the White Sox, 1 inning, got the save with a hit in that one, 2 strikeouts and a walk in that outing here for Pagan. So Pagan, he's going to get opportunities. That AL Central isn't the greatest of divisions. And he's another guy, if he remains the closer, that could get 25, 30 saves. And right now, he's available widely as well in 82% of fantasy leagues. The next pitcher I looked at this week's Mikko Mikolas of the St. Louis Cardinals. So Mikolas last season was coming off Tommy John surgery, and he just didn't pitch great. But so far this season, pretty decent. 15 in the third, 1-0 record, 13 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 13 Ks, and a quality start here. So this Cardinal team, they're going to be a good team this season, I think. And Mikolas, in the 3 starts he started so far, the Cardinals have won all those ball games. April 9th versus Pittsburgh, 3 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, a K. April 15th at Milwaukee, 6 2/3, got the win. 3 hits, an earned run, a walk, 7 Ks, a quality start. And then April 20th at Miami, 5 innings, no runs, 4 hits, 5 Ks. So he's going out there, he's competing. And like I mentioned, this Cardinal team is pretty solid in my opinion. And I think they are the favorite to win the NL Central. So Mikolas' next outing is April 25th versus the New York Mets. And I think he could go out there and pitch a decent ball game versus the Mets here is Mikolas, because the Mets, they're a hit-or-miss offense as well here. So we'll see what he could do in a pretty stiff matchup, but I still think he could go out there and compete. And right now, he's available in 61% of fantasy leagues. And the final pitcher I looked at this week is Chris Stratton, another closer for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So a lot of the closers on the bad teams in the league, like I mentioned, they're out there. And Stratton right now, he's available in 94% of fantasy leagues. On the season here for Stratton, 5 innings, 2 saves, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, and 5 Ks. So right now, he's going out there and he's competing as well and putting up some decent numbers so far for a team that might lose 100 games this season. April 21st at the Cubs, 1 inning, got the save in that one, a K. April 22nd at the Cubs, 1 inning, got the save, 2 hits and a K. And then April 24th in that one, 1/3 of an inning in that outing for Stratton, 1 walk and a strikeout. So right now, the Pirates, they're not going to win many games. But these guys are out there, and they're out there for the taking if you need saves in your fantasy league. So that's a few pitches I look to add here for Week 3 of the fantasy baseball season.